Welcome back to another episode of Bitch We Got the Tea podcast. This is the beginning of a new series that we have called White History, where we document, basically the history of these Caucasians from their first documented appearances outside of China or would become China and, Asia to present day. It's important that we get this information, get an understanding of it in relation to the rest of global history. See, a lot of people tend to have the perspective that white people been here for millions of years and they've been running shit for thousands and thousands of years. No, what we're gonna walk through step by step will kind of unveil their humble beginnings to current situations. So let's just go on and hop right on into it. All right, so from a couple of these articles here, we get the gist of a couple of things. So, first one is saying that massive migration from the steppe was a source for Indo European languages in Europe. If you dissect that title, a migration from the steppe was the source for Indo European languages in Europe. That phrase Indo European, that's two things. Let me get it. Indo and Europe. India, Europe. But these white people are nowhere near either one of these places at this point in history. They in Eurasia, you feel me? So basically the right outside the gates of China. And this other article is saying, yeah, that the steppe migration spread languages across Europe, DNA study shows. So they, according to what they told you, they've been in Europe. Sir Nottingham Hill Shire Farms. Like they've been popping over there. No, they haven't. And that's what we're about to expose. You feel me? So anyway, let me just keep it moving. So in this next slide here, this is one of the many Caucasian mummies that have been unearthed in the Tarim Basin, which is pretty much like a desert type area right outside of China, right outside that western border of China, and what you would kind of call the Gobi Desert. Overall, these mummies, blonde hair, red hair, blue eye, green eye, like they've been perfect. A lot of these joints was perfectly preserved, and the magic date on these mummies about 5 to 6 thousand years old. Now, those who, regardless of what line of research and knowledge you have, that number 6,000 keep coming up. All right, next. So here is kind of just touching on recent genetic studies have concluded that humans arrived in the region 40,000 to 50,000 years ago, making the region one of the oldest known sites of human habitation. Um, Archaeological evidence of the population in this area is sparse. Evidence of human habitation in Africa and Australia prior to that of Central Asia is well known. Clearly, some studies have also identified this region as, and I gotta say it in second grade slow mo, as the likeliest source of the populations who later inhabited Europe, Siberia, North America. Put that together. And then, really, who later inhabited, you mean later invaded. But that's a whole other story within the story that we'll get to down the line. So they're giving you clues on who these people are. They're Caucasians. These are the ones who would later invade slash inhabit Europe, who would later invade slash uh, inhabit Siberia slash Russia, who would later invade slash inhabit North America. And then, of course, according to the Kurgan hypothesis, the northwest of the region is also considered to be the source of the root of the Indo European languages. So, we're going to just jump on over here to our map. And when you look at this map, you get an idea of what the steps look like and where they're at. The steps, and I remember about learning about this from like elementary school. It's crazy how knowledge from way back then is reactivated after like, I'm almost 50. You feel me? So I remember learning about geography, desert, tundra, jungle, forest, or something like that. All of the different geography types. But the steppe was definitely one of them. And the steppe is what's going to be the revealing of these Caucasians. So you see, it stretches from modern day Ukraine. How everybody talk about, pray for Ukraine and this and this and this and that. It extends from Ukraine all the way over to basically Manchuria, Mongolia, China, that whole little, it's taking you all the way damn near from the Black Sea, damn near to the Pacific Ocean, almost. You feel me? So that's what it is. And then if you look here on the map, where I'm kind of highlighting, and the Gobi Desert is right there. So the Gobi Desert is exactly, that region. So let me jump to this map, and I'm gonna put in. First, I'm gonna put in Gobi Desert, Gobi. So you have the Gobi Desert, which is showing this right there. And now, okay, boom. So the Gobi Desert looks like, from the northwest kind of perspective, it separates Mongolia and China to the southeast. So now we're going to give you one more thing to look at, which you could do your homework and research further. We're going to put in Tarim Basin. Okay, boom. Tarim Basin right here. And Xinjiang. Okay. Excellent. Xinjiang will come into play later on in another chapter. I think chapter 6 or 7. But zooming out from the Tarim Basin, you have the Gobi Desert, which is this area that we just highlighted earlier that separates Mongolia from China. The Tarim Basin is exactly where these Caucasian mummies dated 5,000 and 6,000 years old were found. And that will conclude chapter 1. Thank you, and stay tuned, and definitely make sure you check out chapters 2 through 7, and more is to come. Thank you. Like, subscribe, and all that good stuff.